Okay, so we have done just the types of accounting information and the qualitative features of accounting information. Four features I told. Sorry, I was muted, so now I have unmuted myself. Reliability, relevance, understandability, then comparability. Thank you, Nilima, for telling me. Then the today's topic is users of accounting information. Means the last step of the accounting process was communicating the information to the users. It means we are communicating the all information whatever we have found in the form of financial statements to its users. So users are the persons who are directly or indirectly, users are the persons who are indirectly directly or indirectly connected to the business, rather in direct manner or in either in direct manner or in indirect manner. So connected to business means they need business information to take their decisions regarding the business. So now here we can categorize these users in two parts: internal users and external users. Internal users are the persons who are the insiders of the business. Insider means who are directly related with the business. Rather, they are the owner or they are the management or they are the employees. These are the three interest group stakeholders who are directly related with the business. Which three? Owners, management, and employees. And external users, type 2 is external users. These are the users who are the outsider to the business, means who are not directly related with the business but indirectly they are related with the business. They are not taking the business decisions but they can affect the business decision making. So one by one we will be studying why one person or one group is interested in accounting information. First is the internal users. In internal user, first user is owners. You all know that who are the owners of the business? Owners are the proprietors of the business. Owners are the proprietor of the business. And proprietor means the person who have invested their money in the business. So if they have invested their money in the business, say, so they must be wanting something written back. So one by one, I am unmuting you to discuss the topic with you people. Yes, Tanisha, I'm going to unmute you. Yes, Tanisha. And all those, please make sure if I am unmuting you, you are supposed to unmute you. Otherwise, I will be removing you. Okay. Otherwise, I will be removing you. Yes, Tanisha, are you there? Okay, I am removing you, Tarisha. Sorry to say, but you are not responding, so I am removing you. Yes, Siddhi, I have unmuted you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please tell that as a owner, suppose you are the owner of a business, then as a owner, in what type of information you are interested?
As a owner, I want to know about that how much profit my business is earning.
Yes, only the profits, not the safety of your investment.
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
interested, suppose you are an investor and a strong proposal is there and that proposal is telling you that you will be having the great amount of profits but the proposal is very risky, so you will be considering only the profits or the safety of your investment also?
Yes, ma'am.
Safety also. So as a owner, owners have interested in knowing the profitability of the business as well as the safety of their capital. So they will be interested in investing their money in that type of business in which their funds are safe. So the financial statements give the information about the profit or loss and the financial position. If financially the business is solvent, it means your capital is safe. If the business is not in solvency position, it means your capital is not safe. Okay. So the second point is management. So as you all know that management takes many decisions. Management takes many decisions regarding the working of the business. Management takes many decisions regarding the working of the business, like the day-to-day decision and strategic decision. What will be the selling price? How the cost can be controlled, and how whether the business management wants to invest in the new projects or not. So different type of decision. So by analyzing the financial statements, they can take all those decisions, because all such type of information is provided to the management through the financial statements. Then third is employees and workers. Yes, employees and workers are also the great part of the business organization. So Ishita, I have unmuted you. Ishita?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So could you please explain that suppose you are working in a MNC or big company, so why you will be interested in knowing about the financial statements of the business? What will be your purposes to know about?
Ma'am, ma'am, I will be interested to know about the financial statements of the business so that I can know about the bonus which I will be getting in case the company is earning profit along with my salary.
Okay. So how and when a company can give the bonus? When? When it will be
Ma'am,
having
the
more? Yes.
when it will be earning the profit.
Yes, when it will be earning the profit. So employees are always interested in knowing the profitability of the business. And profitability they can know by checking the financial statements, especially the trading account and profit and loss account. Because on the profitability, if the profits are increasing, only then the company will be giving them bonus. Bonus means something extra than their regular salaries, and normally the bonus is given to them at special occasions like at Diwali, Eid or Christmas, etc. Okay. So and moreover the company will be, they are also interested in the increments of their salary, not only in the bonus. Increments means increase in salary. And every year every company, every organization is increasing the salaries of the employees, and they can increase the salary only when it is earning good amount of profit. Suppose in a particular year, instead of profit, company have incurred losses. So could you say that there will be increase in the salary in that particular year if the company has earned only losses, not the profits? Never. Yes, no. So increase in salary and bonus, both things can be there only when the profits are increased. Okay. And moreover, one more thing, in every organization, company maintains the PPF or PF, provident fund for employees, and in that fund a particular amount is transferred. For every employee there is a PF account, provident fund, and the amount deposited in this account can be released after a lock-in period, that may be 10 years or 15 years, or at the time of retirement. It means when you will be attaining the age of 60 years and you will be leaving the job, then the whole amount kept in the PF will be released to the employees. So if any company is maintaining provident fund or not, that employees can know by just looking into the balance sheet of the company, because provident fund is a liability to the company, and that liability must be shown in the balance sheet of the company. If company is showing the provident fund in the balance sheet, it means employees future is safe. At the time of retirement they are going to receive a big amount. Okay. So employees are interested for three reasons. It's a mandatory and government requirement that each and every company has to maintain a PF, provident fund, for the employees. It's not voluntary, it's mandatory. Okay. And the amount can be released after a lock-in period or at the retirement. So these are the three users which are internal. Yes, whenever they will be quitting the job, also at that time they will be getting the amount kept in provident fund. In all the government jobs, provident fund is there. and in private companies also it is mandatory. There are certain conditions that which companies need to maintain provident fund, that is beyond your course or beyond your syllabus. So in 12th class you may be studying this about the treatment of the provident fund and all. So whenever the employee will be quitting the job or at the time of retirement, their provident fund will be released. Company is depositing a fixed percentage to the provident fund account every month, and employee is also depositing from his basic salary. Okay, so that is a very detailed topic, need not to explain here. So internal users, three we have discussed. Three internal users: owners, they are interested in the safety of the funds as well as the profitability. Main thing, main line you have to keep in memory. Then the management is interested in knowing about taking all the important decisions. So they are interested in different type of informations. Employees and worker are interested in three things: bonus and the increments and their salary, that they can know by checking the trading and profit and loss account, and the provision for increment, a provision for provident fund. They can check it from the balance sheet whether the company has maintained provident fund or not. Now let's come to the external users. There are many external users. External users are all those persons who are external users are all those persons who are not directly related to the business. They are not directly affecting the business activities, but they are indirectly related to the business. They are indirectly involved in the business. Okay, indirectly involved. So these users are bankers and financial institutions. Bankers and financial institutions. Yes, Ishita, tell me, what is the role of bankers and financial institutions for a business? I have unmuted you, Ishita.
Ma'am, the bankers and the financial institutions helps the business by providing them the loans.
Very good. So why they can provide the loan in any time of need? Bankers and the financial institutions can provide the loan to the business. So suppose you are a banker and I am a businessman and I have come to you to get the loans. So what type of information you need to know before granting me any loan? Could you imagine the situation? Yes, Ishita?
Ma'am, any bank would want to know about the long-term solvency of the business in case
Yes.
it can be secured, so that
Yes.
the bank can get back his loan.
Yes, it means every banker needs to know. Yes, very good, Harshita Bansal. You have written they would check on our performance and ensure that the loan will be recovered. Very good. They will be interested, whatever the amount they will be giving me, whatever the amount Ishita will be giving me as a loan, as a banker. So she, before granting the loan, she must be interested in knowing my financial position. Financial position means whether my business is solvent or not, whether I am able to repay that loan at its maturity time. Suppose I am taking 5-year loan, so by checking my financial position, balance sheet, she must be able to know that how many loans already I am having. So whether I am able to repay that loan or not. So this is about the principal amount. But the banker will be also interested in knowing the profitability of the business. Why? Because banker is not only interested in the principal amount, they are also interested in the interest. I need to pay the interest to the banker on regular basis, on monthly basis. And I will be able to pay the interest only when I am having the good amount of profits. If no profits, already I am having the losses, then I will not be able to pay off the interest. So they watch the performance of the business to know whether it is making progress as projected to ensure the safety and recovery of the loans, whether the funds granted to me are safe or not. Safety means whether they will be recoverable or not, and as well as the payment of interest. So they can know both the facts by analyzing the financial statements provided by me. Okay, so this is all about the bankers and the financial institution. Next external user is investor. Next external user is investor. Okay, so investor and potential investor. So first of all, we have to understand what is the difference in between the investor and potential investor. Investor means the persons who have invested money in our business. And potential investor means the persons who actually not have invested money in our business, but with our growth plans, they can be attracted towards our business for making investments. We can say that the potential investors are the future investors. Future investors means at present they have not invested any money in our business, but in future they can invest. They can invest. So they are the potential. It means they have potential to invest in our business. They have enough of the funds to invest in our business. So whenever we are going to invest our money anywhere, then investment always involve risk. Risk means risk of the safety of the funds, as well as whenever we are making investment, then before making any investment, we must be interested in knowing the returns. Because whenever we are investing somewhere, we are interested in two things. First, returns. What will be the returns on that investment? Returns here mean income. And second is the safety of the funds. If safety is more, then the risk will be less, because investments are always subject to risk. Wherever we are investing money, there is a risk of profit as well as loss. So they how they can know about a new company, because they are not directly related with the company. Like if you want to invest in the shares of a particular company, so before investing a huge amount in a particular company, you must be checking the trends of that company, past trends of that company, whether the company's profits are increasing or decreasing, what are the future plans of the company, and what is the financial position of the business of the company, whether the maximum funds invested by the company are owned fund or the borrowed fund. Borrowed fund means up to what extent the loans are used in the business of that company. So investors must want to find out the answers of all these questions. So all these answers will be given to them by the financial statement. So basically two things for investors: earning capacity, that is known as return on investment, ROI. In 12th class, you will be studying this topic in detail, return on investment, ROI, and the safety of their investment. Okay, bankers are interested in, you can explain if you know the main point. In bankers, main point is the safety as well as interest payment, financial position, solvency position, and the profitability. For investor, two things are main: earning capacity of the business as well as the safety of their investment. Creditors. Yes, Dhruv Bansal, I am unmuting you. Yes, Dhruv Bansal.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what do you mean by creditors, beta? Who are the creditors?
Ma'am, creditors are those parties who provide goods and services on credit.
Yes, to the business. Okay, suppose I am a businessman and you are a supplier. Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
I have come to you to get goods, to purchase goods on credit, and you don't know me. We don't have good relations, or we are not knowing to each other. So before granting me goods on credit, what things you want to know about me,
Ma'am,
and how you can take
how
that
much,
information? Yes.
ma'am, by knowing how much debts or other credits have not been paid by your company, or by seeing the financial statements and position of the
Yes.
company, whether it is in profit or in loss.
Yes. Very good.
And,
What else? You will be also
and
checking. Bolo.
whether it will be able to pay my credit on time.
Yes, very good. This is the important thing which every creditor wants to know, especially when the buyer is a new one, new person. So by checking the financial statement before granting the credit, or the supplier supply the goods, you must be knowing about my credit worthiness. First thing, credit worthiness. Credit worthiness means up to what extent you can grant credit to me. Suppose in my balance sheet, I am having the assets of just rupees 2 lakh, and I am asking for the credit of rupees 10 lakh. It means it is not my credit worthiness. It means credit worthiness will be depending on the status of your balance sheet. Credit worthiness means up to what amount credit can be granted to you. Up to what amount? Like banks are issuing credit card. Nowadays, every person is having a credit card. So bank will be issuing the limit of the credit card up to the credit worthiness of a person. So that credit worthiness will be told to the bank by salary slips. और अगर आपका बिजनेस है तो बिजनेस के फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स विल बी डिस्क्लोजिंग द फाइनेंशियल credit worthiness of a business. Suppose your salary is 50,000 per month. So in that case, bank will not be granting you credit card of rupees having a limit of rupees 50 lakh, because bank know it very well that with a minor salary of 50,000 you will not be able to pay back 50 lakh to the bank. So as a creditor, I will be interested in knowing the credit worthiness of the business. Credit worthiness means the repaying capacity of the businessman, up to what extent the amount can be given on credit, goods can be sold on credit. Okay, so credit worthiness as well as mainly credit worthiness, whether I will be able to pay the time, to pay the money or credit granted to me on time or not. Okay, so this I can know from the market as well as from the financial statements of the business. Now the government and the tax authorities, yes, government plays a great role for the business. It has made many rules and regulations. It has imposed many type of taxes. Earlier many type of taxes, now only one tax, that is GST. We will be also covering the complete topic of GST while doing the journal chapter. Okay, so many type of taxes government is collecting, like property tax, wealth tax, as well as the profit tax and the GST. GST is imposed on sales as well as on purchase. Okay, so government is also interested in getting the taxes from the government, and how the government can make the tax assessment on the basis of the your financial statements, the what amount of the taxes you need to pay the government, as well as whatever the information that you are providing to the government through your financial statements. With the help of that information, government will be also taking its policy decision. So different type of taxes such as custom duty, GST, income tax. For businesses, income tax is known as corporate tax or profit tax. For individuals, it is known as income tax. So government authorities assess correct tax dues after an analyzing of the financial statements. Next, researchers. Who are the researchers? Researchers are the persons who are conducting the research, doing the innovations, finding out the new methods of doing the accounting. So they also need different type of accounting information for their research work. Next, consumers. Yes, consumers are also very important party for the very important interest group for the businesses. Why I am telling you that these are the very important interest group? Because our business can survive when we are having a good line of consumers. We have captured a good number of market in the business. So consumers requires accounting information for establishing good good accounting control, so that the cost of production may be reduced with the reduction in the price of products that they buy. Consumers are mainly interested in knowing about the profits, in knowing about the prices of the products, because they are interested in lowering down the prices so that they can earn, they can save their money. So the prices can be reduced only when the cost structure of your business is very low or down. So they are interested in basically having the information regarding the cost of production, so that the cost of production may be reduced, and due to reduction in cost of production, the prices of the products they buy may be reduced. And in sometimes the prices, as you all know, are fixed by the governments. In that case, the government has fixed the price depending on the information, accounting information, and the consumers and producers are not exploited. Okay, like in nowadays, in the earlier time, in the beginning of the COVID tests were very expensive, but after government intervened, and the price was fixed up to 2200 or 2400. Earlier it was fixed by 4500. So this is the intervention of the government to fix up the price so that the consumers are not exploited or cheated. Next, public. Public means the whole of the community. So why the community is interested? So one term is there, you must have studied in business studies, that is the CSR. The full form of CSR is corporate social responsibilities. So every business, especially all the multinational companies or all the corporates means joint stock companies, whether it is private company or public company. So they need to spend some amount on the social welfare. So they are doing good things for the society, like they can do the beautification of a particular slum area, or they can provide employment opportunities to the weaker section. So they are giving the substantial contribution for the welfare of the society. So businessman can do the welfare of the society only when it is having profits. No profit, no welfare of the society. So they are interested. So this amount, when the businessman is spending amount on the welfare of the society, then it is known as corporate social responsibility. Means company's responsibilities towards society. CSR, corporate social responsibilities. Earlier it was not fixed, but nowadays government has fixed that the certain percentage of the profits every company needs to spend on the CSR activities. So thus financial accounting provides useful financial information to various user groups for decision making. Because if the company, if the business is taking the decision of expanding itself, it means the more opportunities for employment will be generated by the company. Yes, Ankita, CSR can be done. Definitely, it can be done for the environmental issue, child education, war widow uh, welfare, or in any type. CSR means doing welfare for the society. So it can be in any manner, like there is a slum area and you can open a school for the children who are living in that slum area. So that will be a CSR. So if you are just clicking the sites of different companies, you must have found the CSR done by the each company. So it is very much compulsory, mandatory, or we can say necessary for all the corporate houses. Even nowadays, the small businessmen are also doing CSR, because every person feels that if they are doing good for the society, then society will be definitely giving it, paying it back. So regarding the resources, you can see that the resources are decreasing day by day. So you can put your CSR team on the safety of the resources, preservation of the resources. So this is all about today's topic. One more topic we will be doing. Time is left. It's a very small topic. So I'm just repeating the points which we have done. Users of accounting information. Two users are there: internal users and external users. Internal are three: owners, management, and employees. And external are banks and financial institutions. They are interested in the safety of their funds and the repaying capacity and the interest payment, profitability of the business. Investors in the safety and the earning capacity. Creditors in the repaying capacity and the credit worthiness of the business. Government and authorities, for the tax collection purpose, they are interested in the financial statements. Then researchers, for research purpose, they use the accounting information in different manners. Consumers are interested in the cost structure, so that the cost can be controlled and the prices can be reduced. And the public is interested for having the social welfare activities conducted by the business. So these are the all users. Now the next very small topic is accounting an art or a science? So before knowing the accounting is an art or science, you must know the meaning of art or meaning of science. Could you, any one of you, please tell me the meaning of art? What is the meaning of art and what is the meaning of science? Yes, you can raise hand. Meaning of art and meaning of science. Yes, you can give me answer in chat box. I'm just waiting for your answers. Yes, meaning of art and meaning of science. What do you mean by art? Yes, what do you mean by art? Yes, very good. Very good. Many students had given me answer. So I'm just waiting for some more answers. Yes. Yes, very good, Darshika. Expression or application of human creative skills is known as an art. Yes, Nilima, you have written science means rules and principle. Harshita has written art is a form in which you can picturize anything. So in art does not mean only the picturization. Art means creativity. So art is the creativity or it is a technique which helps us to achieve the objectives. Yes, Anurag Das has also given me something. Initiative and subjective, a skill cultivated through practice and imagination. Anurag, it seems that you have Googled it. And this is the answer given by Google. Am I correct, Anurag? Yes, art is creativity which your skills perform. Yes, art tells us how to do the task. So science gives us knowledge actually. Science gives us knowledge and art tells us how to practically apply that knowledge. Like if a doctor, if we are talking about a doctor, then whatever the knowledge while studying the doctor MBBS, while doing the MBBS or any other degree, whatever the knowledge the doctor is achieving, that is a science aspect. So science gives us knowledge. It is always based on certain rules and principles. So science gives us knowledge, and when the doctor is actually using that knowledge or doing the practice, it means he is using the art aspect. You can see that the different doctors are there who are having same MBBS degree, but the manner in which they are treating the patient is different. So in that manner, they are using the art. Every person has a different manner of performing his or her skills. Like you can see that many teachers are there in school. Maybe some of the teachers are having same degree, but the manner in which they are applying their knowledge, the manner in which they are teaching you is different. So that different manner, different person, different artists have their different manners. This is known as the art aspect. And science aspect means ki science tells us about the rules and the regulations, principles. So similarly, accounting is an art or science. So your answer will be both. Accounting is an art as well as in science. How? Because as an art accounting is an art of recording, classifying and summarizing financial transactions. So in a art there are different steps: recording, classifying, summarizing financial transactions. So in this manner accounting is an art. And why I am telling you that accounting is science? Because accounting is based on certain principles, certain concept, conventions, rules and regulations are there. Like I have told you 2 3 conventions, like principles, going concern principle, historical cost principles. We have talked about 2 3 principles here in short, and one complete chapter is there for these accounting principles and concepts, and the whole of the accounting is based on those principles and concepts. Every time whenever we are doing anything, whether it is recording or it is classifying, that is based on certain principles, and in chapter 3 we are going to study all these principles in detail. So in this manner accounting is a science, and we have attained the knowledge of this science when we are practically using it. So accountancy is an art, and accounting, getting that knowledge is known as science. Knowledge is based on certain principles, and while we are using that knowledge, it means practically we are doing, then it is an art. So accounting is an art of, this is the definition: recording, classifying and summarizing. So this is all about today's topic. Now please tell me, is it clear or not? And tomorrow we will be doing the last topic of the chapter, and afterwards we will be discussing the assignment and the MCQ and other questions. Okay. Okay, everything is correct. Okay, beta. So I'm ending class here. Thank you for being a patient listener. Bye everyone, have a good day.